It's Talking Reds. I'm Josh Sexton, joined by my good mate Craig Hannan. It's been a while since we've done one of these together, mate.
Has, yeah.
You've been keeping us apart.
Dream team back together.
I have to have a word with Lizzie. I think she's trying to get me and her on more, so she's splitting us up. I think that's what's happening.
I know what she's up to there. She's trying to fade me out of this. No, she isn't really. I'm chatting shit pretty much.
She's getting between us, mate. That's the issue.
Jealousy.
It's a little bit later from us today because we've been waiting for Jurgen Klopp's press conference. Not much news this morning to react to, so we thought we'd react to the big news, which is that Virgil Van Dijk apparently trained yesterday, which the journalist didn't seem to confirm yesterday. But it turns out he has, and he's trained today as well, so should be fit to start the game.
Right, see if LFC are watching this. Can you do the press conference in the morning so we can do Talking Reds at the normal time? Because we're having to wait on the manager. And it's not great for the Anfield rap, is what I would say. That's my feedback anyway. Use it if you want.
Do everything at the club, so it's good for the Anfield rap, please.
Please. Virgil Van Dijk, great news. I don't think I've been worried that he wasn't going to play. He feels like the kind of player, we said in the team talk, that he doesn't need that much training time, does he really? And it was an illness, and I just had the feeling that Virgil van Dijk would somehow make his way onto that pitch, and it's even better to find out that he's played or he's trained twice. He obviously said about Trent as well that he's a little bit further away. He mentioned Wijnaldum being back amongst it, back training, which is really, really good news, because I think it's sort of gone under the radar that we do miss him whenever he doesn't play. So yeah, pretty much all good news, really, from the press conference, it seemed.
Yeah, and from the lads that he said have been training today as well, Fabinho and Gini, it feels like they are two that will go straight back into the team against Leicester. Obviously Fabinho will be a right back, which is not ideal, but you imagine he's sort of got he's capable of playing there. He's done it for Brazil, obviously, and then Wijnaldum, like you say, he's someone who feels like a bit of an underrated presence in the side, but it would be good to have him back.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it feels a bit of a shame with Fabinho that we've seen his performances reach this level now that's getting us all excited in that sort of defensive midfield number 6 role, and then we're having to sort of put him to right back. It's a little bit annoying, but then if you're looking at it from a positive, really, as a third choice right back, which he is behind Milner and Trent, you could even argue fourth choice if Gomez was fit, that Brazil's right back isn't a bad fourth option or third option at that position. There's been loads of talk around Klein and why did we let him leave, and then obviously this is we've had quite a few injuries in defence, and there's the word crisis was used at some stages around the Palace game, but I just don't see that. I think we'll be absolutely fine. Obviously we've got Virgil in there. You'd imagine he partners Lovren. Yeah, you'd think so. Fabinho, and Wijnaldum's brilliant to have back. It's just interesting to see what he does in centre midfield, I think. Yeah,
absolutely. I'd imagine he'd go back with Henderson and Wijnaldum in there as the two, and then probably plays Keita. And again, I think there's been a bit of sort of debate over Keita, hasn't there, whether he should be being played back into form or whether to sort of leave him out and let him adapt off the pitch like Fabinho was doing at the start of the season. But you can sort of forget quite easily that Keita actually started the season really promisingly. He had a bad performance against Palace last time out at home, but it was Palace away this season where he sort of announced himself at Liverpool, wasn't it? That turn on Townsend, which everyone was losing their heads over. It's easy to forget that, isn't it?
Yeah, that little double nutmeg. We've seen a few of these. We've seen glimpses from him that have, told us that we do have a real player in our hands. It's just a case of, he's struggling a little bit, whether it's with moving to the new country, whether it's playing in a new league, and just really adapting to how Jurgen Klopp plays his football. There's been talk of him not playing in the correct position, in the same sort of midfield position that he played in for Leipzig. There's all of these factors. I think that nobody should be writing him off, whether he plays tomorrow night and doesn't play well, or whether we don't really see the real Naby Keita this year. I think it's probably next year that we're all going, whoa, this is what we've been waiting for. But equally, there's some big matches coming up. The Bayern Munich one feels like, although it's a massive game, that kind of style, he's obviously played against them quite a number of times in the Bundesliga, scored against them last season. That might be one. If he's on the first team lineup tomorrow, I'm not annoyed about it.
No.
and I love Shaqiri. I'll put Shaqiri into any lineup. It's irrational, my love for Shaqiri. But I think it makes more sense playing Keita and then having Shaqiri as a possibility off the bench if things maybe aren't going our way.
Yeah, it's interesting that we're sort of having these debates around the squad at the moment, because obviously there's an injury crisis, if you will, in defence. We've got about 8 first-team players out, I think, at the moment, and most of them seem to be in defence. And people, like you mentioned before, are arguing whether we should have let go of Klein. But the reason that Klopp is sort of building the squad he's building and bringing in players that are versatile is clearly for these moments. It's clearly so, when there are injuries, and sort of you probably don't want Gomez to be playing there as such, but he can play there. He's capable of playing there. He almost started his Liverpool career at left back, and then he started his career for Klopp as well at right back. You got Milner, who's centre mid, but is completely capable of playing there. Fabinho as well. There's a reason that Klopp is buying these players that are versatile, and it's because they can make up the squad, but also they're not unhappy players. They're players who will still get regular games in their regular positions most of the time.
Yeah, at Dortmund, we knew that he liked a smaller squad. He liked a smaller group to work with, whether that was for harmony or whether it was just for making it easier on the training pitch to get his ideas across to as small a group as possible. I think where that was easier for him was they had the winter break halfway through the season, and so they weren't worn down completely over Christmas and so on. And yeah, we've seen him use quite a few of his new signings and quite a few of his signings throughout his whole time at Liverpool in lots of different positions, and it's a positive. I think it is a positive. I think that you think about what some depleted Liverpool sides in the past when we've gone through injury crisis, what they've looked like. You look at some of the lineups that we had during Klopp's first season, and it really does shivers down your spine when you remember that was the side you had to watch. I'm thinking seeing like Chiravella against Swansea in the league, and Brad Jones, players like that, Conor Randall. So this time when you're looking at it, if it is a crisis, the back five is going to be Alisson, Robertson, Van Dijk, Lovren and Fabinho. Doesn't really feel bad, does it? No. And a midfield of Henderson, Wijnaldum and Keita / Shaqiri, and then obviously the front three. I don't think there's anything to be worried about. And I think it's going to be a bit of a dog of a game, I think that we've had rest, and he spoke about how happy he was about being in Dubai and staying off social media and then being able to work on things and sort of get a little bit of time off, recharge the batteries. But I think Leicester aren't going to make it easy for us. They've had a torrid year, really. The manager looked as if he was going to be on the brink of being sacked, but I just think they're going to try and drag us down to their level, and it's about how we sort of how we overcome that. I'd love nothing more than just a 4 or 5, and we just have a lovely evening. The atmosphere's great, and
City lose tonight, and then
don't even talk to me. If that happens, I will go in with my trousers on my head in the cup.
If they let you in, that
is. We'll work that out. But yeah, so it's, and I think I don't know what you think about it. Do you think that the idea that City playing before us sort of puts more pressure on us? Does it change anything? Do you know what I mean? What do you think on that?
I'm sort of the opinion that it doesn't really matter, because there's always pressure, and people are looking at it saying, oh, City play first and win, and the pressure on Liverpool to win. But if City play first and lose, you saw it against when Tottenham played Wolves earlier in the season. When Tottenham lost, everyone who was sort of around me at the time was going, oh, we need to go and beat Arsenal, and we need to make sure we do this so we can sort of establish that gap. So there's pressure in a title race anyway. This is literally the nature of being in a title race, is that there's going to be pressure. It doesn't matter when or where you play. I suppose the only issue around it is in terms of spacing of games, but I think that's something that you've got to put up with if you're fighting on two fronts like Liverpool are. I
think the fixtures have been kind to us this season, really, over Christmas. We play tomorrow night, but then we don't play till Monday again. It's been pretty kind, and then we've got another break before Bayern Munich, and Man City are going to have loads of games. And I know there's been a lot of debate around that and about how much football Liverpool are playing versus Man City and how we're getting a rest and they're not. And to be honest, I think Man City have probably built up a bit of momentum using those cup games. If they're winning about 10-0 against these nobodies, I think we'll sort of see the benefit is later on in the season when City have games that are meant to be FA Cup weekend move to midweek, and the what's it called now, Capital One Cup, whatever.
Carabao.
Capital One have just got some decent advertising there, but Carabao, that the weekend that game is going to be on means another league game gets moved, and so on and so on, and it's a little bit of a domino effect, and that's where we'll sort of see the benefit. But look, we should be bouncing into this game tomorrow night, really. And do you know what? I think I'm talking myself out of the dog of a game stance and into Liverpool are going to fucking hammer them.
I'm into going into that stance. But if you want some more of this, then we did recorded a team talk show which reacts to Jurgen Klopp's press conference. So obviously all the news on the injuries react to there. The Friday show has also come out today, and I believe we've got some live shows coming up as well, Craig.
Yeah, really exciting. So we've obviously got the one this Friday in Edinburgh. It's my birthday that day, and it's in a nightclub. I didn't organise it that way, I promise. But we've got that to look forward to. So if you're coming to the live show, we're excited for that. I know it's sold out really quickly. We've decided to do 3 more live shows in March in Ireland. So the first one is Galway on the 22nd of March. That's Friday night. Then Dublin the 23rd, and then 24th is Portlaoise. Tickets will be on sale 9 a.m. on Friday morning. We'll have it on our social media and everything, but basically the Galway show is at Monroe's, the Dublin show is at the Sugar Club, and the Portlaoise show is at Kavanagh's, and the tickets will be on sale at each of the venues' websites. I've remembered that all outstandingly, by the way, because my memory's terrible. But tickets will be on sale 9 a.m. on Friday. You'll see it on our social media anyway. We'll be giving it plugs on the different shows and on Talking Reds again. Really looking forward to that. 3 shows in 3 nights. Might kill John Gibbons is my only worry about all of this. But if you see him on Talking Reds next the week after, then you'll know it's all went fine. But yeah, we're really excited for that, so get on that.
I'm sure he can handle it.
I think he can.
He's a big boy, isn't he? Yeah. Like Craig said, get on our social media. All the handles are in the description. There's also a link to subscribe there to our Toll Play subscription service where you'll find the shows we mentioned there. And a nice one, Craig. Up the Reds.